Okay, I'm trying to remember where I left off. It was something about jumping. I'm just going to try running it to see what's going on so I can try to remember what exactly we were doing. Okay, yeah, he doesn't lift off the ground. Let's see. Action 2, I believe, was jumping. Yes. If A and I is less than 1, so in other words, I wanted it to stay at animation 0 for 2 cycles. Once it hits 1, we don't want the animation to change, which, you know what, I remember now what I was trying to do. The reason I did that is because this is his animation 0, so it stays at this for just 2 cycles, and then he changes to this one where he's jumping, and I want it to stay at that point, or stay at this animation or this graphic until he finally is falling. But once he's falling, jumping is over with. So okay, that makes sense. What we should probably do is say, let's see, if n equals 1, then I want this section of code to happen only once he has left the ground, because technically up until here, when A and I is 0 and then is 0.5, he's just crouching, getting ready to jump. He hasn't started to jump yet. So here is where we're going to say, let's see here. You know what, I'm going to put something else right here. J equals 0. This way, by the time we get, because we had a variable here called J that we were going to use for jumping. I wasn't entirely sure how we were going to use it, but I think I'm just going to use it to keep track of how many cycles he's been lifting up into the air. Where was that at? Oh, here we go. So I'm going to set it to 0 so that when he actually lifts off the ground, I know it starts at 0. So I'm going to say J equals J plus 1. Let's see, what should be next? How about this? If key up equals 1, then J equals J plus 1. So in other words, we only want him to continue to lift off the ground while the key is being pushed. So then we could say if key up equals 0, then action equals, what's falling? 3. Alright? So if we let go of the key, he begins to fall. And then I think in addition to that, we should say if J equals, what would be a good number? Okay, let me think. Alright. Then J equals J plus 1. We need to say that we have falling somewhere, right? That's 3. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over here. This is for falling, where we say that the B2 increases. I'm going to have to make this a block if. Put some extra stuff in here. Okay, so J equals J plus 1, B2 equals B2 minus 5. If B2 equals negative, or is less than or equal to negative 10, then how should we do this? B equals B minus 1, and B2 2 equals 30. Okay. I think I have this set. Let me double check this here. If tile A B minus 1 does not equal 0, then action equals 3. So you begin to fall. Let me try to walk through this. This is what I'm intending for it to do. Whether or not I've got this typed up right, I'm not 100% sure. While you're holding the key down to jump, and this was him crouching, this is once he has started to leap through the air. So he is actually supposed to be going up. So as long as the key is being held down, we're keeping track of how long he's been jumping, or how many cycles have gone by. This way he can't jump forever. If you were to hold the up button down for 10 minutes, we don't want him to continue to fly. This isn't a jetpack. This is just a jump. So at some point I want to say something like, if J equals to 20, then he starts to fall no matter what, even if you're still holding the key down. So we're just keeping track. His vertical shift, he is shifting up. We have to have a check to determine whether or not he has actually gone to the next tile, and that's this part. So if he is 10 pixels above a tile, now we're going to say that he is on the next tile. So, and if that's the case, and to pass him off to the other tile, if he's at -10, then this one has to be +30, so that in the end it's a 40 pixel difference. And then we're saying once he's at his new tile, if the tile above him is not sky, so he's going to hit something, then his action has to be equal to 3, so he falls. Let's just say hit head, begin falling. I'm trying to remember to add comments. I'm not used to doing that. Let's, and then we've got this part. You know what, why not put the other line in here? It'll be real quick. So we can just say something like, if J equals to 10, then action equals 3. So start falling no matter what. If, how do we put this? Start falling no matter what if you've been jumping for too long. So I'm going to try running it and see what this does. Push up. Well, he's actually sinking into the ground. So something is definitely wrong. I'm going to mark it and see how this goes. So if I jump, actually nothing is happening. It's not getting to this line of code ever. So let me check here. Alright, when I pushed up, it jumped me here. His animation is 0. F8 steps me through. So his animation is now 0.5, which is what we wanted. That's not going to happen. I hit F5, will run until it hits this again. So his animation's already at 0.5. This jumps him up. So his animation is equal to 1. I should probably put this line of code below this block, but we'll get to it. So if animation equals 0, then if key up, I don't think it's key up. I think it's up key, right? Okay, let's try that. Up key equals 1. That makes all the difference. Up key. Let me uncheck this and run it. Hey, look at that. I push up. Oh, wait. He's fallen through the floor a little bit. Okay, well, he's got some glitching, but he does go up and down. Let's see what else we should be doing here. Let's say not 10, but 20. Let's see if he can jump a little bit higher. It's a bit too high, I think. Go back to 10, but instead of going up at 5 at a time, let's have him jump at 10 at a time, so he'll jump faster. So in the end, he still does go high. He just jumps a little faster. Now I'm trying to just let go. So, I'm just tapping it, and I'm going to see. See, he's only jumping about that high. That's what, approximately here? A little higher. Now I'm going to try holding it down. Well, so for some reason... Oh, it's because he's hitting this. Alright, we've got something set wrong. Or I have something set wrong. I'm going to change... Oh, the timer's going off. Alright, saving video.